Greetings, people of the tube. This is the Black Metal Alchemist. So, in this video, I'm going to be redoing an ebonizing that I attempted a little while back with some woodstain, and either I didn't do it right or it just didn't come out the way I was hoping, so I completely stripped it all down as much as I could. It's been a while since I've messed with it, honestly, so yeah, but I'm here to try and do a little bit better. I'm trying something new as well. I've got an SM58 here because I wasn't a fan of how my voice kept on kind of going and coming from the mic on the phone, and I know I move around a lot and my voice would go in and out, and through editing I noticed that it gets annoying for me even. So I'm hoping that'll help a little bit. So I've already got the guy taped off. Now what I'm going to do is take some 600 grit sandpaper first. Let's put on some gloves. Now, these instructions I got from the StuMac website. So, I'd seen another video where a guy did this and he had some pretty nice results, so I figured that I could give it a go and see what happens. Now, for this, instead of woodstain, I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, I'll be using the Higgins Indian Ink. So maybe they'll also do a little differently, maybe a little bit better. I don't know in particular. Half this damn video is going to be me getting the gloves on. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and open up the sandpaper. I'm just going to, even though I have sanded the fretboard already, kind of, last time I used 220 grit, and for me, I think that I was being very careful, extremely careful, because of it being 220 grit. And I don't think I did that great of a job on the sanding, so let's try it again. I'm just going to tear off a small little piece here, about that size, and I'm just going to go with the grain on this. There might be some areas where it's done a little bit more than others, but I think it should be alright nonetheless. Now, after I go through and sand this a little bit, I'm going to take naphtha, or however the hell you say that, and I'm going to clean off the rest of this. Again, I'm not doing a whole lot to this sanding wise, just because it's something I've already done. I'm just kind of going back over it to ensure that everything is kind of wiped clean in a sense. Now, whenever you're doing this for the first time, you'll want to pay a little bit more attention to detail than I am, so you can get a better result. Honestly, this kind of just has turned into a project guitar, so I'm not 100% concerned about it being perfect. Not to mention, for this guy, I'm pretty into the whole black metal idea of keeping everything raw and natural, even though this guitar is not entirely raw and natural at this point, because I am ebonizing the fretboard, but that's because I like the way ebonizing fretboards look. So, yeah. So as I was saying before, if this This comes out a little not the greatest. I'm not going to be too concerned, just as long as it does better than the wood stain. Just for me, that did not go well. I don't remember which one I was on. Yeah, it looks like I was finishing up that one. Okay. Now for me, I'm also going to be kind of sanding around the inlays. I'm not going to worry about the 12th fret just because it has a large area to cover. Or that's not a lot of area to cover, and I'm not nearly as concerned about that, and I really like that F-50 inlay. It's probably one of my favorite things about this guy. Aside from of course, the body itself. Not to mention, this is a piece that I've put Black Winter pickups in, and it is incredible. Well, it's got a PAF Pro in the neck, I do believe, which I'm considering swapping out for something else. I know a lot of people like having PAF or kind of vintage style in the neck, but this is a guitar that is used for black metal. So ideally, I don't even really need a neck pickup, but you know, it's my guitar, so I can do what the fuck I want to with it. You know what? I'm not even gonna try and do those frets or that part of the board. So now what I'm gonna do is completely forget what I'm doing. So I'm going to take this cloth, I'm going to put some naphtha on it, and I'm going to clean off any possible dust from the sanding, which there was a good bit actually. Now, even though I didn't get a lot of these frets down, frets down here at the bottom, I'm still going to run naphtha over them just to make sure everything is clean for the ink. Okay, I'm going to take my paper towel and just kind of dryly go over everything. Make sure everything is pretty dry and good. Alright, now here we go. So for this, I got a foam brush. And unfortunately, it has a shitload of hair on it because I have cats. You know what? That'll be okay. So, because this is so liquidy, I'm going to try and be very careful. I'm going to do very thin coats. Not sure how I'm going to... The opening to this bottle was a little bit bigger, but I can work around that. Oh, that is nice. That looks a shitload better than the wood stain did. So now what I'm also going to do in the process is take a paper towel out, and once that kind of dries up a little bit over there, I'm going to clean off the frets. A little more than I wanted, but that should be alright. Take this paper towel and try and wipe it off that inlay. Yeah, it's fairly well wiped off there. Now I'll try and be a little bit more careful and go around it. Alright, and that should do it for the first round. Put the cap back on here so I don't spill anything. We're going to let this sit and dry for, I believe, 10-15 minutes. We'll come back and take a look at it, see what needs to be done differently. Well, first we'll try and, after about 10 or 15 minutes, we'll give it a clean wipe. And then I will try and clean up the inlays